Former President Donald Trump has issued a stern warning, threatening to imprison lawyers, donors, and election officials who engage in unscrupulous behavior during the 2024 presidential election. Trump reiterated his false claims of a stolen 2020 election and vowed to prosecute anyone he deems to have cheated. A gunman killed 3 Israeli civilians near the Allenby Bridge border crossing with Jordan before being shot dead by Israeli security forces on Sunday. Jordan closed the border crossing and launched an investigation into the incident. A recent IFOP poll reveals that 52% of French citizens are satisfied with President Macron's appointment of Michel Barnier as Prime Minister. Despite this approval, many believe the 73-year-old former Brexit negotiator may not remain in the position for long, reflecting concerns over his political future. Pope Francis brought medicine, toys, and a message of love to the remote jungles of Papua New Guinea, where he was warmly welcomed by a crowd of 20,000. Celebrating the Catholic Church's outreach, he emphasized overcoming violence and connected with local communities during his visit to the northwest coast. India has reported its first suspected case of monkeypox, involving a young male patient who recently traveled from a country with ongoing transmission. The patient has been isolated and is stable, with samples being tested for confirmation. The health ministry assures there is no need for undue concern over this development. Democratic vice presidential candidate Tim Walz has fiercely criticized his Republican opponent, J.D. Vance, for remarking that school shootings are a fact of life. Vance made the statement following the tragic school shooting in Georgia, where 4 people lost their lives. Speaking at an LGBT advocacy event on Saturday, September 7th, Walz condemned Trump's VP pick, emphasizing that such tragedies should never be accepted as normal. It's a fact of life that some people are gay, but you know what's not a fact of life? That our children need to be shot dead in schools, Walz declared. Islamabad, Pakistan, marked International Literacy Day on Sunday by declaring an education emergency to address the needs of approximately 26 million out-of-school children. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif made the announcement, calling on the private sector and civil organizations to collaborate with the government, according to the state-run Associated Press of Pakistan. The 72-year-old Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz leader reiterated his dedication to promoting education, aiming to build a more informed and sustainable nation. Australia is making strides toward inclusion by including questions on sexual orientation and gender identity in its 2020-26 census for the first time. Treasurer Jim Chalmers announced the decision following controversy over the government's initial exclusion of these questions. The Australian Bureau of Statistics will later design the optional questions, which will only be asked to those over 16.